Hey guys and gals, it's me George, the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, and I thought you might like to see some of the dump finds and freebies I've picked up recently. I was at the dump yesterday, and as I was looking in the metal bin, this lady came and she was just about ready to throw this bicycle in. Well, no, I'm not going to fix the bicycle up. But this is the same bicycle, different paint job, but the same bicycle that I bought last week or 2 weeks ago at a yard sale for $2. And it's the one that I'm using to make the trike, of which this is my power source right here. But I'm figuring I can cut this and use the same nice sweeping angles of tubing on there to complete my trike when we get back to that project. But not only that, check this out. And let me slide you off to the side a little bit so you can see while I get in the picture. This skill saw, I picked that one up a couple of weeks ago at the dump. It's not beautiful and it needs to be cleaned, but as a piece of equipment that I'll use out here in the garage, it'll work just fine. And then yesterday, when I was at the dump again, picked up this. How's that? And this puppy, I don't think it was used much. It's nice and clean inside, you know. And no, it's not a top of the line spray gun like lots of you guys use. It's a Power Mate, so who made that? I don't know, Sears and Roebuck or somebody like that. But for as much as I use a paint gun, it'll work just dandy, I think. We'll find out though one of these days. And then here's the next thing I got yesterday. Air compressor. And I haven't checked it out yet. It runs, but this hose, they cut the end of it off. See that? And I think they cut it off to save the fitting, probably, because this bolts directly in here. But there's no pressure building up here. And the gauges don't show anything. So I'm figuring that maybe the compressor itself is bad. But you don't have to have that noisy compressor. What you do need is to have one of these rigs. And this is the air compressor, or actually a Freon compressor out of a refrigerator. And a friend of mine had given me one of these small, like college dormitory size refrigerators. He had punctured the Freon line in the freezer section, and it was only like 2 years old. So the rest of the freezer and refrigerator was pretty much junk, but there's nothing wrong with the compressor. So I'm figuring we take that compressor and we have all the parts that we need to make another silent compressor. We have a nice tank, we have all the gauges, we have the regulator, you know, we have the on-off switch, we have the fittings that we will need. So there's another project freebie that George is going to get into, making another freebie silent air compressor. So those are just a couple of things I picked up and I thought you might be interested in seeing. And when we get to making this silent air compressor, I'll take you along for the ride and show you how I do it. You know. Oh, another thing you might like to see. This is here in my shop. Oh, Yeah, look at that. Guess what? Gadget Bike is back up on the bench, and I'm getting ready to tear it down. As you can see, I've already taken the seat off, and I've taken the exhaust off, but I'm going to be changing the seat. That was the main reason that I took the seat off in the first place. Let me set you down on here. Instead of that seat that I had on there, look at this. Is that nice or what? This is the seat that's going to go on here. And this came off of an exercise bicycle that I picked up at a yard sale for $2. And not only did I get the seat, which this is going to get, weld this tube here, the mounting tube, it's going to get welded in here like this, and then the seat will get mounted here, so the seat will be freestanding like that. You know, it won't be hanging off the back. Of course, the fender will be on there. I've taken that off too. But not only did I get the seat, but I also got speedometer. And not this particular one. I have another one. This one came off of an exercise bike that I got for free. My wife uses down in the basement. But this one, you notice it runs backwards. I'm not sure exactly why that is. But the one that I have, that I'm going to use, let me bring you over here. The one that I'm going to use runs the right way. So, and I already have the hookup down here on the front wheel set up. It's you know, it's only a bicycle speedometer. Let me get you down there. It's only a bicycle speedometer setup, and it's pretty chintzy, but it'll work. And the best thing is that I will be able to mount it up here on the fork. And now it's not going to come all the way up to the top because the cable isn't long enough. But I'm thinking I'm going to mount it probably alongside of the forks up in here. You know, let me swing this out so you get a better idea what we're talking about. It'll probably be mounted up here, something like that. If I can hold the fork and hold the speedometer at the same time, the fork keeps wanting to spin, you know? And of course it'll get squared up. So that'll let me know. And as you can see, this speedometer goes all the way up. Can you see that? There we go. Get the glare off of it. The speedometer goes all the way up to 40 miles an hour. So I'll be able to tell how fast we get going on this bike. No, I probably won't be daring enough to ride one-handed and hold the camera in the other hand. But yeah, so when we get this all put back together again, because we're taking it apart now, and going to be sandblasting and painting and finishing off different things, putting the other tank on that will be our toolbox. Yeah, so that'll be pretty nice. We'll get that all done. And the thing that I started to bring you over here for is I put up another shelf over here and trying to get things more organized. You know, this one right up here is the latest one, and it fits up there just nice. I got my hammers hanging up underneath it, and I got all my oil and antifreeze and windshield washer solvent. Oh, it reminds me of something else I got at the dump. Oh man, look at this. Check this out. Check these out, huh? These are die cast. They make them in plastic nowadays. Says this one is a 1910 Buick. This one doesn't tell us what it is. And the other one doesn't tell us what it is. Oh, no, this one does. This one says, this one's a Pierce Arrow. So what is this one? Should be a place on it, would think. I don't see any marking on the back on this one. So anyway, they're pretty neat, and they're going to end up getting hung up on the wall here in the shop. You know, one more thing to make it all good. It's a beautiful day here in Minnesota. Look at this. I am the Shade Tree Fix-It Man, and this is my favorite shade tree right here in my backyard. Look at that baby. Isn't she a thing of beauty? Yes, sirree, Bob. And yep, not much going on in the garden this year. Anyway, that's it for this edition of the Shade Tree Fix-It Man. Thanks for watching and subscribing and commenting. Until next time, this is George. Bye.